Hãy subscribe cho kênh Ghiền Mì Gõ để không bỏ lỡ những video hấp dẫn. Hi, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, South Sudanese. Today I'm coming here and I'll do two things. One is I'll give my call to South Sudanese, and this is going to be a call to freedom. Call to freedom for South Sudan. That will be the first thing I will do. And then second is I will take you through the all peace agreements that have been signed in South Sudan since 2005 up to today, and why this peace agreement not implemented, because even the CPA, which is the peace agreement that was signed in 2005, was not implemented all, and also the R-axis, which is the Artigono, also is not implemented all. So I will take you through why all these peace agreements are not implemented. What are the problems that happen in these peace agreements? So I will take you through that step by step until you'll be able to understand that the kind of peace agreement that is always being brought to us is not a peace agreement that is meant to be implemented, and that also is meant for you and me. It's a peace agreement for individual people, and we'll be able to find out who are these people and what kind of peace were they. So before that, I want to bring you something small. I found out that there was a conversation between Dr. Riek Machar and Dr. John Garang when they were in the bush. And two of them, they were debating, in case we get this country, right? In case we get South Sudan, who can lead first? Who can be, which community can be the first community to have the presidency? Or which country, which tribe it can come from? And the two of them, let me read for you what each one of them said. And there's a specific greater that they were really concerned about. And the two of them had a statement about this region. John Garang won. He said, if we let Barghazal rule first, they will probably destroy this beautiful country, and I know them well. That was the statement of John Garang. He was telling Dr. Riek that if we let the Barghazal people lead the country first, then they're going to destroy this country. So this was the conversation they were having, and this is what Dr. John said to Dr. Riek. What did Dr. Riek say? Then Dr. Riek shook his head. And then he said, if we don't give them the first chance to lead, and benefit, they won't be our people, they will go back to Sudan like the Nubians and the Darfurians did. So that was the response from Dr. Riak. So the two of them were conversing, and they were like, okay, there are these Barghazal people. What do we do with Barghazal? So there was a fear. Like, what was the fear from John Garang? He feared that too much power in one region could tear the nation apart. And what Dr. John Garang saw that time, that if they give power to the Barghazal people, they're going to put the power to themselves, and it's going to destroy the nation. And this is just what have happened, because Salva Kiir have just done just like what Dr. John Garang said, that is going to make the country into nepotism, is going to put power into one region, right? And then from there, this other one is, it's okay. And then from Dr. Riek was like, his concern also was like, if we don't give them power the first time, then it's gonna be an issue. So they have to benefit first for other tribes to come in later on. So the two of them, this was a discussion they were having, and I got them and I thought it's important that I can share with you. So both of them were right? One feared domination, the other exclusion. So both feared for the country they love so much. And I finish here with a proverb that says, you cannot eat your cake and have it at the same time. So if you decide to sell the country, if you decide to sell the resources, then know very well that you cannot have it. You're not going to have too much power of the country. So this is something that I wanted to share with you. Let's now go to the first step of my program today. So my first program is going to be a call for South Sudanese, a call to freedom, a call to all of us, a call that is calling you, calling me to join hands so that we build the country that our martyrs fought for. So I will read. A call for freedom for South Sudan. The fight is for our rights and our future, not for tribes to conquer one another. Division is the enemy. Justice and unity are the goal. To every South Sudanese, in the villages, in the towns, in the camps, and in the diaspora, we are one people. Dinka, Nuer, Shiluk, Barghazal, Zande, and Murle. We all feel the same anger, the same fear, the same frustration. And we all carry the same dreams of a better tomorrow. We all want a better tomorrow for our country, a better tomorrow for our future, a better tomorrow for the next generation. And we want to show the world we South Sudanese can develop our country, and we can also, we know development. It's not about war. We can also do good things and live peacefully in our country, South Sudan. Our nation was born with hope. But under the leadership of Salva Kiir, that hope has been weighed down by corruption, violence, and broken promises. Money stolen while families starve. Hospital without medicines, schools without books, youth without jobs, citizen without safety, and voices silent by fear. This is not the freedom we fought for. We did not struggle so a few could go rich. While the many lives in suffering, we did not shed blood to tribes could be turned against each other. We fought for dignity, equality, and peace. Today, our greatest enemy is not one another. It is injustice that is being forced to us. Let us refuse tribalism, hatred. Let us refuse lies. Let us refuse fear. Let us choose unity. Let us choose truth. Let us choose peaceful change. Speak out. Stand together. Hold leaders accountable with your voice, with your pen, and your courage. South Sudan belongs to its people, not to corruption, not to violence, not to a few powerful men. The land still breathes, the people still hope, and together peacefully and bravely, we will build the nation we deserve. One person, one people, one future, one South Sudan. By Ruth Nyalel, a South Sudanese daughter. So that is my message for you. It's a call for us to join hands, and it shows that all of us are having problems. All of us are suffering. All of us don't have schools. All of us don't have medicine. All of us don't have even roads. We don't have roads. We don't have, there's no money for the youth. There's no job for the youth. And there's a lot of youth that are being graduated every single day. But there's no jobs for these youth. But there's one thing that I'll leave you with. I'll tell you, don't just go to school so that you could be able to look for a job. Go to school so that you can start a job. Go to school so that you can be a job creator. You can be an entrepreneur. Think on how can I be a boss, and I'll be able to employ other South Sudanese. So with that, I will go to my second program, which is the peace agreement. The peace agreement that have been signed since CPA time, since 2005. So what is the kind of peace that we have been having? And why is it that this peace that I've been going through have never been implemented? So why? So come through. This is after my research. So whatever I'm reading for you, it is my research, and it's going to be in 3 papers. Because I want us to understand, even if Dr. Riek maybe come today and they're going to go back, if they want to go back to peace negotiation, I want you to understand that even if they negotiate this peace or they put the Article up to 30 years to come, it is not going to be implemented, because it was meant like that, not to be implemented. It was meant in a way, it want to keep leaders into power for a long time. And you will be able to understand later on why the leaders are kept. Even now they're shouting that they're going to be election in December. They're not going to be election, because this is the drama, the kind of languages that they're trying to speak out so that they can continue to stay in power. And this is Salva Kiir's plan. So come with me. In South Sudan, every peace agreement from CPA to R-Axis, in Sudan, in Khartoum, in Addis Ababa, in Nairobi, and in Rome, has followed the same pattern. And the patterns are allied deals, power sharing, and survival politics, not national healing. So the national people were not involved. South Sudanese, this kind of power or this kind of leadership was not involving the South Sudanese, the nationals. There was no healing in it. It was just about how can they be in power, how can they get positions, how can they get allies, but not how can they make South Sudanese to have peace. So that have not been the plan for them. They have not been caring about having South Sudanese healing or national healing. They have not been their plan. But their plan will be like how they can be able to have allied deals, power sharing, and also how can they survive in their politics. So this is the kind of the peace agreement that we have been dealing with for all this while. The opposition does not fail to unite by accident. It fails because the peace process itself was designed to turn political struggles into competition for government seats. So they made it in a way that these leaders, this opposition were made in a way they'll be able to compete. Who will have which seat? Who will have which position? And then some of them will be left out. And we'll be able to check later on in these people that are left out have the same problems again. So let's continue. Instead of uniting to change the system, opposition groups are pushed to fight over ministries, arm ranks, and budget lines. Each peace deal rewarded defection, not loyalty, teaching leaders one clear lesson: break away, fight, then you will be invited to the table and rewarded. You see, so what happened in this, they give them limited positions, limited military ranks. limited military positions. And when these militias, there are many, when they are given this power, then they will not be enough. Some of them will be forced to fight each other. When they fought each other, then they break out. They again went back to the bush. And when they go back to the bush, and then they want to be invited again. If there's a peace agreement that is going on and they're not invited, then that peace agreement will not go on. And this is the merry-go-round that we have been having in all the peace agreements that were formed or were done before. And we have our axis that left the R axis and then that created again to Mahini. Because to them, they have been creating this peace agreement. If they don't do it, then they go to another one. They go to another one. They go to another one. And if you remember very well, there was a time that the President Kiir stated in Addis Ababa that this peace was meant in a way that it was not meant to be implemented, because he knew he wanted to keep his leadership in power, to continue being the president without election. That was the plan for these people. So, fragmentation became profitable and opposition unity collapsed. You see? So, now, there was no unity. And these people are just caring about themselves. There's no civilians here. There's no nationals here. There's no South Sudanese in this part that we have been in so far. There is the elites already. There is the power sharing, those who are looking for position, and there is survival politics here. So these are the three things that so far we learn. You as a South Sudanese citizen, you are not in the first page that we already are in. So let's continue. Why should leaders stay united when splitting brings recognition, position, and protection? So why will these people come together? If I fight with you, I go to the bush, I will be invited and I'll be giving a position. I'll be invited and then I'll be given some ranks and I'll be recognized. So this one made these leaders not to stay in power. It made them not to stay together, because they know if I come together, I'm not going to get this. So it was created in a way that if you go to the bush, you'll be rewarded. If you go to the bush, you'll be given position. If you go to the bush, you'll be invited. So these have been, so it's made these militias or these opposition leaders not to come together, because this is the kind of peace that was designed for them. Meanwhile, the ruling system preferred divide and rule. So President Kiir leadership was for also divide and rule. So this is the kind of leadership that President Kiir system embrace. So you must make sure you divide so and so. You divide brothers, you divide sisters, you divide mothers for him to continue become in power. Because if he breaks you, he go and bring the strong ones. He leave the strong one out and bring the weak one. And then you will use the weak one. And then the strong one will continue to be outside fighting each other. And this is the kind of system leadership Salva Kiir government have been having. Absolving some opposition leaders, isolating others, and keeping the rest weak. Political struggle became a marketplace, not a movement. You see, so how many militias do we have? How many, this team that are we having? So, this is the kind of peace agreement. Because how did I reach here? I ask myself, why is it that all these peace agreements, they're always being made, but they're never implemented? They're never being implemented. Why? And asking that question why have led me to finding out this, what I'm sharing with you now. So here we said political struggle became a marketplace, not a movement. So all the parties we're having now, they are no longer movements. They are now a market, because that is the kind of style that embraced them. So it became a new thing every single time. The people are defecting left and right, and even are threatening, I will defect, I will defect. We have a lot of briefcase oppositions that are out on the bush. And we have the G10. We already have the IO. We have so many of them that are already there. And this happened because this is the kind of system that the peace agreement is designed to, which I don't know. I was asking myself, do the leaders of South Sudan, were they not aware of this kind of peace agreement that was meant for them? And who designed this peace agreement? Because if they designed this peace agreement themselves, they will have put us, the South Sudanese, inside. They will have put you and me here because they are bringing this peace for me and you. And that's why I used to tell people, this peace is not meant for you and me. This peace is meant for Salva Kiir and his team to continue being in power. It's not for us. It's for these people that think they liberated South Sudan, so they have to enjoy South Sudan. So let's continue. Right? Let's continue. Tribal politics. Tribal politics depend this failure. Peace deals never address power imbalance, land disputes, and injustice. You see, so this peace agreement have never come across talking about real peace. They have never talked about real peace. They are not here to address real peace, but they're here, and they're also here. You see, there's a lot of fights everywhere. People are fighting on the side of the land dispute. You see, these people, they are taking these other people land. The Dinkabor are going to Nimule to take the Nimule people. And then we are having also these other Dinkas, they are going to go and then they want to take territory on the borders. So everybody, these are the kind of the problems that were supposed to be solved. But no, this peace agreement was not solving this thing. It was not even about justice. It was not solving justice. So this is the problem that we have been having. Or historical grievances. So communities continue to rely on their own leaders. You see, so communities now continue being on their own leaders. The Dinkas have their Dinka leaders, the Nuer have their Nuer leaders, the Equatorians have their Equatorian leaders, and that's how we've been living since then. Not the state. Today, South Sudan has many opposition groups, but no national opposition. There's no national opposition. But we're having many opposition groups, many of them. You can mention them, many. There are many. There are those who are yet to start. Maybe they will start today. So every single day we are receiving them. And there are so many of them. The truth is ash. South Sudan does not suffer from a lack of peace agreements. It suffers from fake peace. Peace without justice. Power sharing without reform. And unity without equality. This reality mirrors several strategies from Robert. And what are strategies that were used in these peace agreements? All of them. Please, if there's anyone that is there, can you reply to Daniel Dow? Somebody need to reply to Daniel Dow. He's not supposed to be here. He's in the wrong place. Because here is a room for South Sudanese. But he's still in the divide and rule system. So one of the power, the strategies that were used, one of them is never outshine the master. Right? Is never outshine the master. Opposition leaders are co-opted into government to prevent threats. Number 2, seal your intentions. Peace agreements appear genuine but are tools for survival politics. Right? The peace agreement sometimes, when you look at it, it looks like it's something that can, because all of them comes together. The international community come together and people talk as if it's something that is going to solve our problem. But in reality, it doesn't solve our problem. Instead, it's a survival. It's a tool for survival, for division. How we have 3, learn to keep people dependent on you. You see, these are being used for me and you. Learn to keep people depending on you. Positions and protection creates loyalty and division. When I'm loyal to you, okay, President Kiir's system, government system, created a system whereby you learn to keep people depend on you. So he wanted a lot of people to depend on him. How? By appointing them, giving them positions. He will give you a position, you will be loyal to him. You call him Bang, Bang, everything. Some even call him Baba, Baba Salva, Baba Bang. That's how they call him. Because of all loyalty, because he give you position. Some will even betray their own community. Some will even go ahead to kill their communities to prove to Salva Kiir that they can do anything for him. And after they do that, what did he do? He come and give you a position. So he made us, South Sudanese, depend on him. Each discover man's Tom script, divided and rule, exploit ambitious and tribal loyalties. It assumes formlessness. Changing rules and agreements prevent opposition. Consolidation. Changing rules. So today, they'll come up, they change this rule, they give it to us. It doesn't even work. Because the rules that are being designed in J1, they are being implemented for 1 day or 2 days, and they forget about them. Just to come and scare you for the first day, second day, third day, then they forget about it. And they don't care about you anymore. So until peace stops being used to manage rebellion and starts being used to build a nation, opposition until unity will remain fragile and the cycle of war will continue. Tribal and community loyalties filled the vacuum created by weak governance. Conflict over land ownership, access to resources, political representation, and this land ownership have been a big problem. A big problem. The Anyuak are crying their land have been taken. The Equatorians are crying their land to a level in Juba. If you're a Nuer and a Dinka, you don't get a house. You cannot rent a house anyhowly. When you go to rent a house, they will say, if you're a Dinka, no, you cannot come. Because at the end of the day, they say, you always come and say, this is my house. So it's so hard for Dinka and Nuer to get a land, to get a house in Juba, to rent. We now talk to other people to rent for us, to go looking for our behalf. Why? Because of this land ownership. People always grab people's houses, people's land. This is what that has been happening. And this one is known by the people in the system. They have, those who have resources, they know a lot of homes, a lot of people's houses. Even my land was taken by someone because they are in power and because they took it to court and they start saying, oh, and then they took it because the judge that was there was a Dinka man and there's nothing I can do. And I didn't know how did that guy get an original copy and I have an original copy. So that is the kind of the government we have been having for some times. Community relies on ethnic leaders for protection, weakening national cohesion. Reality, this is a fake peace. This peace agreement, the Artigono, the CPA, all this peace that was signed, they are all fake peace. How? South Sudan suffer from fake peace, peace without justice. That's the kind of peace we've been having. Power sharing without reform. Unity without equality. These suspicious agreements rearrange power instead of solving conflict. They only arrange power for these big people. They're not here, they were not meant so that a conflict can be solved. No. So they don't care about you and me. They only care about, can they continue to gain their position? Can they continue to have their leadership? And that is it. If they get their vice presidents, if they get their VP, if they get their ministry position, they get their military ranks, they don't care. It's not about me and you. This peace agreement is about them. So we will continue crying, we continue suffering. That is none of their business. Results. How does this one results to? it results to recurrent cycle of war. The war of 2013 was repeated again in 2016 and is being repeated again now. And that is the kind of peace agreement we have. After every few years, it will take us back to war. After every few years, it will take us back to war. And that is the result. And that's why when people come out later on and they want to talk about peace agreement, I say with the document I have, I can go to court and open a case and say, I don't want this peace agreement to be implemented because these are the findings. It is not for the people of South Sudan. We want a peace that is going to be for the people of South Sudan. A peace that is going to last long. A peace that is going to address reforms. A peace that is going to address justice. A peace that is going to accept and include everybody. A peace that is going to give everybody their land. Not a peace that is not going to even talk about when people are killing themselves because of land. If we reflect this peace agreement, I told you guys before that the kind of system that is being implemented, it is being driven. There's some laws that are taken from the 48 laws of powers. And I said, please go and buy that book as a South Sudanese and read that book. It's very important for you and me. Because when we read the book, we will be able to find out when they are using this, then how can we help ourselves? So the reflection from the 48 laws of powers, first one is never outshine the master. Co-acting leaders and prevent threats. Conceal your intentions. Agreement mass survival politics. Keep people dependent. Positions and resource. Ensure loyalty and division. Because if you are loyal to, you will break brothers. One will be loyal, one will not be loyal. So the one that is loyal remain in the system. The one that is not loyal become a rebel. That's the kind of the peace that we've been having. Discover each man through ambitious and tribal loyalty are exploited. There was a lot of exploitation in this peace agreement. Assume from changing rules prevent opposition from consolidation. And I have a poem that I wrote from all this. And I'll read the poem. The title of the poem is Circle of Broken Peace. Cycle of Broken Peace. In South Sudan, the deals are signed from CPA to Nairobi, all aligned, promises of peace, but hearts betrayed. Unity lost, foundation swayed, leaders bargain, split and fight. Chasing power, not what is right. Defection hands a greater seat, while the people face anger, war, and hatred. Divide and rule, the master's heart. Co-op a few, then tear apart. Tribal loyalties depend the scars. Communities looking to their own stars. Peace without justice, allow and weak. Power sharing words that fail to speak. Unity without equality, empty and vain. The cycle of war begin again. Yet hopes persist, a quiet flame. Oh, South Sudanese, you're so resilient. How can you survive this? For leaders who seek more than a gain, true peace can come when the hearts align, and justice, fairness, and trust entwine. A proverb: a rope made of broken strings cannot pull a nation forward. Emphasize that unity, trust, and collective effort are essential for building a strong nation. I have some recommendations for you and for me and for those leaders. Build trust and accountability. Establish independent oversight of agreements. Leaders must honor commitment or face consequences. Agree on a shared vision, not elites, not power sharing. No, you need to agree on a shared vision. We all must have a vision of where to take South Sudan. And we all must make sure that we all focus on this shared vision. We will all have a vision of we want to develop our country, vision of bringing peace, vision of making sure the youth have jobs, vision of making sure there's a lot of resources for everybody, mission of making sure we have good hospitals, good schools, good roads. You see, so it should be a shared vision. We should have agreed to have a shared vision. Focus on national interest over personal ambitions. Develop a platform for democracy, justice, and development. Depolarization politics. Promote coalitions, collective decision-making, and rotating leadership, whereby it will not be one tribe that is being put, because this will create nepotism. And we are 64 tribes. That means we are many. We cannot afford to have nepotism in the country. We cannot afford to elect only one because we are 64. The number is big. In every government institution, there must always be present of the 64 tribes in each institution. So this is what I'm recommending. In every institution, there should be present of the 64 tribes. Address tribals and community concerns. We must make sure the tribals that are happening, we must address them. We must discuss. We must talk about them. We don't just leave them, because the more we leave them, it's continue to grow bigger and bigger and bigger. And that one, it will take us time to solve. So when we see them, we should always be very quick and coming out and solving them. Include local leaders and civil society in negotiation, and make sure also you have the citizens. If you want to do a real peace, go to the villages. We have 79 counties. Go to the counties. Go to the 10 states. Go to the 3 administrative areas. Go discuss and ask them the kind of peace they want and what does peace mean to them. You don't go to Addis Ababa, you don't go to Nairobi, you don't go to Rome, and you want to talk about peace. That peace is not for us. This peace we have seen is peace for power sharing, is peace for elite sharing, and it's peace for political states. So this peace that is being signed outside South Sudan, they are not meant for us. And they have been signed several times. If there's any peace that want to be negotiated and signed, we want civil society to be present. We want the leaders, the local leaders to be present. And we want South Sudanese themselves to be part of the peace agreement. We need to be consulted the kind of peace we want. And if it's already finished being drafted, they need to share it with us. We have to agree this is the kind of peace we are looking for. Not a kind of peace for individual people. No. Resolve land, resources, and representation grievances. Create a natural mediation framework. We should have a national mediation framework. We should have also political analysis, whereby when something happened, they'll come and analyze whatever happened and give it back to us the way we're supposed to understand it. So ensure independence, credible mediators, and prevent elite bias. We have somebody like Museveni have been in the peace agreement in all the peace agreement. How do you expect somebody like Museveni being in the peace agreement and you expect that peace agreement to be for people of South Sudan? Because he's always biased. He have interest in South Sudan. South Sudan is a market for Uganda. He wants all the food for South Sudan to come from Uganda. Everything. He wants, even including education. We are sending our children there. So to him, he's biased. And he also have a side. You already have a side of supporting Salva Kiir government. So this cannot be the kind of peace that we are talking about. So we should not have elites that are biased. We should have people, elites that are for the South Sudanese and are going to make sure that we have a genuine peace. Incentivize unity for fragmentation. Design system where staying united is more advantageous than splitting. Educate and mobilize the public. Raise awareness of the importance of national unity. Citizens can pressure leaders to act in the national interest. Conclusion. Peace must be used to build the nation, not manage rebellion. This thing have gone on so long. I will repeat it. My recommendation is peace must be used to build the nation, not manage rebellion. Justice, equality, and national interests are essential. Without tackling tribalism, corruption, and elite manipulation, opposition unity will remain fragile and circles of war will continue. Finally, the future of South Sudan depends on leaders and citizens choosing unity, fairness, and real reform over short-term gain. Thank you so much. That is the document I wanted to share with you, and I'll finish with the song that we started with earlier. That was the song for Golden Call, and I am finalizing with it. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I will say one thing. Next time, if they talk about peace agreement that they want to implement, I want you to open your eyes, and we don't want to go back to war. And we want that peace to be peace for the 64 tribes of South Sudan, not peace for politicians, not peace for people that think they brought South Sudan to us. It should be peace for the South Sudanese, peace for a woman who doesn't know Juba, a peace for a woman who doesn't know how to write her name, a peace for a child that is being born now. That is the kind of peace we should be talking about. So when they talk about peace agreement next time, I want you to open your eyes. We are no longer sleeping again. For a long time, we have been sleeping, and we have not cared about our country. But it is high time. Our country is our responsibility and is our duty to build it and make it good. And I said earlier, and I will say it again, the resources that South Sudan have is enough to feed Africa, live about South Sudan. So whoever thinks that these resources are not enough, we have enough resources, and these resources, we can support Africa. If we were serious by now, we'll be helping the world. South Sudan will be the only country that is donating a lot of money to save the world. So let's work so hard, let's build our country, and let's make sure that the resources that we have are benefiting us and not killing us. And we should be working hard to make sure that we've been refugees everywhere. It is high time for us to pay back by developing the South Sudan Aid. The South Sudan Aid will be an organization that will be donating to the refugees, will be donating because we are going to bring back everybody. It's going to be, we have enough. The resources we have, we cannot talk about. It's enough. Some even we have not yet even found. Some of them are not even explored yet. So let's build peace. And the citizen, all this peace agreement, you find you are not there. You are not in the peace agreement. It only recognizes some individuals and some oppositions. You're only recognized if you're an opposition. So, let's now think for me and for you and for our future. South Sudan is our motherland, is our birthright, and nobody deserves to kill. And I am recommending this to any president that is coming, or to any leader that is coming. If you come in 10 years, and you come in 5 years, or you come in 20 years, there's one thing I want you to do first. Build a good homes, good hospitals for our soldiers. And there should be, they say tie-in, there should be a better plan on how our soldiers will be equipped. It's a big shame when you look at our soldiers, they are so malnourished and they are in uniform, some of them fainted on street. And the media, this is what is being sold into the media. And we need to educate. We have to take back our soldiers back to the barracks and train them. Show them what are their rights, what are their duties. These guns are meant for who? Because they don't know who these guns are meant for, and they don't know their right. They're just being used. And the National Army should not be used by anybody. They are to protect the sovereignty of the country. But because they don't know their right, they're being used. They should not even be dancing and being seen the way they're dancing in the media. They don't know what it means to become an army, because all of them were recruited of uncles, their cousins, the brothers. They did not go for trainings. And then they are being given ranks that they do not work for. So they have to be given ranks that they work for. Because if they don't work for it, they will know the meaning. They will not know the meaning of having those ranks. They will not know the meaning of becoming an army. So we cannot blame our army, because this army, they don't know their right. Just like you and me don't know our rights. So it's the same to them. They don't know their right. They are being divided into tribals. And this one are singing Nuer, this one are singing Dinka, this one are singing Kotoria, this one are singing Shiluk. These are the kind of army we have. And that's why we have even including recently, we had Red Bell. Red Bell is the latest rebels that have went to the street. Why? Because people get frustrated. And when they get frustrated, they go to the bush. And when they go to the bush, the merry-go-round continue. So we need to take whoever leader is coming in. Because this kind of leadership cannot, the one that is in the system is not going to do anything. But to the next leadership, if you come, whoever is coming, make sure our army become our first priority. They need to have a very good uniform, very good health system fix, very good homes, and good salaries. Because if they have all those things, then they are going to protect us, and they are not going to be turned into tribals, because they are going to be put in a level whereby they are only going to be national, and that is it. So all the best, have a good evening, and don't sleep. Always check, how can you fix South Sudan problem? Don't sleep, always check, how can I develop South Sudan? We have fish, we have water, we have animals, we have lithium, we have cement, we have oil, we have gold, we have diamond, we have everything. There's nothing that is not missing in our country. So each one of us need to think, you need to pick one and become very professional in it, so that you'll be able to fix the problem. It can take us 3 years or 4 years to build South Sudan to a level where everybody will be surprised, because we have the money. Other people go look for budget, for money to build their country. We have the money. We just need the buyers to come and buy the resources we have, so that we can build our country. So we can make that South Sudan to be better than Dubai, to be better than any country. So let's choose our country. And don't think our problem is only inside. Open your eyes, our problem is also inside. Because South Sudan have been turned to a market by individual people. President Museveni have turned our country. all the onions come from Uganda, including toothpick, the normal toothpick. We only develop Makwelwes. You remember there was this alcohol called Makwelwes, the small one. It's the only one that is being developed in the country. Even Sherkanyandeng is no longer there. So we have to open our eyes. Let's make good use of everything we have. It is time. And I'm happy because I know the youths are majority. So reconciliation is going to be easy. Let us be busy. When we're in the class, we don't say this is Dinka or this is Nuer or this is Equatorial. We work. And that is a kind. God put us there as 64 and we must remain as 64. Nobody's leaving. Dinka are not leaving. Nuer are not leaving. Equatorians are not leaving. We are going to remain like that. And the three regions make South Sudan. The Greater Barghazal, the Greater Equatoria, and the Greater Upper Nile. These three greater complete South Sudan. We are number 3 and we have 64. This is our number 3 and 64. May God of South Sudan bless you. And please, let's try. Nobody is a saint. The Nuer have wronged the Dinkas have wronged the Nuer, the Equatorians have wronged the Shilluk. We have wronged each other. Nobody can say they have too much hatred because all of us have pain. So let's try to see how we can stop those wounds and develop our country.